Yeah, I still can't do it. Is it? Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Jerry Rusthoven with the Planning and Zoning Department. I'm joined today by John Mickey from Opticos Design, and we're here to give you a presentation about the proposed zoning map for CodeNext. So I'd like to start by talking about the mapping process. Most of the zoning proposed in Draft 3, the current staff recommendation for CodeNext, is comparable both in entitlements and the actual zone to what we have today. We have base zoning that obviously regulates things like height, impervious cover, building setbacks, etc. We continue to have zoning overlays that adjust the base zoning and allow for different uses and different site regulations than what would normally be allowed. We have maintained compatibility. It is different than it is in today's code, but we do still have compatibility, and we still have residential design standards, also known as McMansion. The difference is we've actually incorporated the residential design standards into the actual base zoning districts rather than using it as an overlay as is currently done today. In deciding what informed our decisions regarding the proposed zones, we looked at small area plans, including neighborhood plans, as well as other types of small area plans, such as the North Burnett Gateway Plan, the Transit-Oriented Development Districts, the proposed airport project. We did expand the areas where ADUs are allowed above and beyond what they are today. We did look at correcting interim zoning. When the city annexes property, we applied an interim temporary zoning. In some cases, that temporary zoning has been there for 35 years or more, and so we're actually trying to clean that up so people have permanent zoning. That is a problem for some people. We just ran into a problem this week with someone who was trying to put in a swimming pool and could not because they had interim zoning in Circle C, so we're correcting situations like that with CodeNext. We do have new zones that address park and conservation land uses. Up to now, we have either left the zoning for wherever they had today or applied a public zoning. We actually have some more discrete districts. We've tried to right-size zoning in areas where the zoning today does not match the land uses, and you have legal non-conforming situations. We have tried to rectify those. We have new mixed-use zones that go above and beyond today's MU zoning. We have new Main Street zones, which incorporate a variety of different ideas, including VMU. And I'm also going to be discussing what we're doing with conditional overlays that exist today. For the small area plans, as I said, we looked at the neighborhood plans that exist today, the future land use maps for those plans. We also took into account the other 4 plans that you see up there, the Downtown Austin Plan, the South Austin Combined Plan, the Airport Initiative, and the North Shoal Creek Draft Plan. As you guys know, the Planning Commissioners know, the North Shoal Creek Draft Plan is soon going to be presented to the Planning Commission in the next couple months. The Airport Initiative, the South Austin Combined, the Downtown Austin plans have been approved, but not yet incorporated into actual zoning. So we're doing that with CodeNext. These things have kind of been waiting for us to do CodeNext so that they could actually take the effect of law. So now I'm going to go through some examples of some areas where show you some different types of districts and different types of situations and why we applied those. This first example right here is an example from the East MLK Combined Neighborhood Plan. And you can see on the left, which is South Austin Combined, where we had a character map, and that character map called for a neighborhood transition district. The neighborhood transition district basically called for missing middle type housing to be applied. And so in that case, today we have SF3 zoning, and we have applied the R3B zoning, which does allow for a greater variety of residential land uses than SF3, which just allows for a house or a duplex. R3 would allow for a variety of different, more intense housing, but with still no more than 3 units per lot. All the examples I'm going to be showing you today are from the Draft 3 staff recommendation map. Small area plans, the equivalency map basically tried to take today's zoning and find what the nearest equivalent is. An example like this, we did not do that, because if you did that with this map, the one on the left shows SF3, and in that case, then the one on the right would actually show R2, because that would be the nearest equivalency to R3. In this case, though, we had a neighborhood plan, the South Austin Combined Plan, that actually called for a neighborhood transition zone in their character map. They don't have a future land use map or a FLUM. They have a character map. In this case, their character map called for the neighborhood transition. I don't know what you exactly call it. But so in that case, we said, well, we should not zone this SF3 to R2. We should actually zone it to R3 because that's what the character map called for.